Hey there, got a nice chilly morning here, Satin Hill Farm. It's mid-January and I'm basically mid-season in the middle of the winter here. And what I want to do is answer the question I get asked all the time in how many hours a week do I work? Like, what does part-time farming really look like for me? As you guys know, I split my time between farming and making YouTube videos, both for this channel and my other channel and some other stuff that I do. So this is not a full-time job for me. I've been very clear about that. But what I want to show you in this video is really like what my week looks like, because I think a lot of you guys are curious and I have no problem sharing that with you. So right now it's Monday morning, and on Mondays is generally a day where I'm either planting or starting seeds or doing projects, and that's kind of what Monday's for. And often Gene comes by on Mondays to help out a little bit, but lately we are not in build-out mode, so the pace is definitely a lot more chill. So I do have some transplants to get put out, but we have a couple really cold nights coming up in the next couple days, so I'm not going to put them out yet. So we're going to be working on projects. So that's kind of what Monday looks like. I'd say I put in maybe 5 hours or so, like, not working super hard on Mondays, and Gene's here and we're hanging out and doing whatever we need. We always have a list of projects that we want to do. So today, really the first thing we want to do is just clean up a lot of stuff. So if you guys, been following along, like, we've been building this farm all year, and it was a big push earlier in the year, but now it's like little projects here and there. And what happens is you wind up with piles of materials and things. You guys know what I'm talking about on your farm or your gardens. There's always piles of stuff around. And what I want to stress here is that when you have time, like you have a little bit of downtime, like, it's good to take some time off for sure, but make sure you clean up. And so that's what we're gonna do today is try to start cleaning up some of the stuff here. All right, got a bunch of cleaning up done. Obviously all the stuff around the outside of the shed, and we actually cleaned up the shed too. I didn't show you before, but it was quite a mess. We were just kind of throwing things in there. So it's always good to slow down and clean up when you have a chance. It's something that happens to all of us as we're doing projects. Things get piled up. So got this all cleaned out, and been kind of taking it easy today, not working super hard. Gonna go have lunch. Had lunch and didn't really do very much the rest of the day. Kind of a chill day. Mondays vary a lot in terms of how much time I put into the farm, depending on if there's planting to do, certain projects, things that have to get fixed, all that kind of stuff. Gene is often here on Mondays helping me out, but it varies so much depending on what we have going on week to week and if he can come or not. So I'd say 4 or 5 hours that I put in, plus if you want to count Gene's time, but we're not like fully working the whole time. We're kind of hanging out some of the time too. And so for the rest of the day, today we closed up the tunnels and drained out all the water lines because we got a frost tonight. So as I said, pretty chill day today. The rest of the week's schedule, Tuesday, which is tomorrow, is my harvest day. So that takes up a good chunk of the day, but it's not a full day. And Wednesday, I do my deliveries, which only takes a couple hours at most. So beyond that, in terms of my Monday through Wednesday schedule, is just now in the wintertime is opening and closing tunnels and watering in the nursery. I really don't water the tunnels very much at all. And then, draining water lines. So I'd say that's probably maybe 20 minutes a day. So let's round that up to like 2 hours for the week, just for opening and closing tunnels and stuff. But otherwise, that's my work schedule, and there's not really much to it at this point in the year. I'm basically just planting when I can, which is not very often, and I'm just basically harvesting, maintaining, and doing projects and cleaning up and stuff like that. So anyways, tomorrow will be a harvest day. We'll come back and talk about that. Tuesday morning, and it's a little bit chilly out here. Got into the 20s last night, so it's a little bit later than I'd like to start on a harvest day, but I gotta let things warm up a little bit. So it's about 10:30 right now. We'll see how long the harvest takes. I don't have a huge order this week for a few reasons, which I'll talk about later. So I'm gonna open up the tunnels and start the harvest. Got the harvest all done, did all the washing, packing, and cleaning up. Also did my invoicing, which really only takes a couple minutes, but it's about 1:30 right now, so it took me about 3 hours today, which is quicker than usual, and it usually takes me about 5 hours or so, but I had less orders this week, and the reason for that was some of my accounts didn't place orders because some of the staff was exposed to COVID or got COVID or whatever, so a couple of accounts didn't place orders, so the whole harvest was smaller than usual, so again, quicker harvest day. Otherwise, today, all I have to do really is close up the tunnels, which just take a few minutes, and that's about it for this day. And tomorrow will be deliveries, so we'll see you then. Wednesday morning, and about to go do my deliveries, so I got to pack up the coolers and put them in the van. Got the van loaded up, really only takes a couple minutes, super quick, and I'm going to head downtown to do my deliveries. All of my accounts are located in downtown Raleigh, which is about 30 minutes each way, and all the accounts are kind of within a mile or two of each other. They're really close together, and that was part of my reasoning for targeting a certain area is to really save time on my delivery days because everything's really close together. And so I know I said I have less deliveries than usual, but I'll save a little bit of time, but not that much because everything's so close together. So again, 30 minutes each way. Let's get after it. Just finished up my deliveries, and I really try to not rush this. As much as I have other things I want to do later today, I think it's really important to not rush through your deliveries and take your time, because it's always good to build those relationships with your customers and let them give you feedback about the products you've been giving them, and them letting you know what's coming up and things you might have coming up. And it's also good just to connect with them and build those relationships. So always important to work on that. Anyways, just finishing up here, gonna head home. Back from deliveries. It took me about 2 hours today, and as I said, less deliveries than usual, but I was also filming and stuff. So yeah, I'd probably give it 2 hours, and you know what, we'll just round up to 3 hours just to be safe, including packing up and unloading and maybe having a little bit longer conversations or more deliveries. So let's go tally everything up. Well, if you've been keeping score at home, let's add everything up. So Monday, my work day is 4 or 5 hours, as I mentioned. Harvest days are up to 5 hours. Delivery days are 2 or 3 hours, let's say 3 hours. And then the other 2 hours I would estimate for opening, closing tunnels and water lines and stuff like that. So I'd say that adds up to about 15 hours. And then if you tack in the time that Gene is here, which is not every week, and it also varies a lot, we'll just say 15 to 20 hours total for the farm. And that changes a lot depending on projects, and always things come up, and some weeks are lighter and heavier than others. So that's kind of what I've been averaging. And I think a lot of people are asking that because I do talk about part-time farming a lot, and this is the reality of me being a part-time farmer. I also do get some criticism sometimes about part-time farming, and that, hey, if you are making money and this is successful, like, why don't you just grow more food? Why don't you just sell more food, make more money? Well, the reality is, like, I have 2 jobs essentially. There's the farming income, and then there's also YouTube and the YouTube income, neither of which are full-time incomes for me. So it's always a balancing act, and I've talked about that so many times on this channel, because it's a real struggle to find that balance. And I don't want to just farm full-time because I wouldn't be able to do YouTube, and I don't want to just do YouTube full-time because I wouldn't be able to farm. So it's definitely a mixture of those two. And I think we're all trying to find that balance of work and personal life, and then also the responsibilities, the financial responsibilities of work, and trying to make that all work. I also have a wife and 2 kids, so I have a lot of responsibilities with that stuff as well. And I just want to share with you what my week work looks like, and also how much I actually work here at Satin Hill Farm. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys to give you a sense of what I'm doing here. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, consider hitting subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.